This is Oscar Bevis for IFL TV. Delighted to be joined by Mr. Dylan Cheema. My friend, it's a pleasure to meet you for the first time. How are we today? Cold in this room?
Yeah, it is a little bit chilly, but it's good, you know. Once a press conference done, it's kicked off fight week now fully, and gives you that bit of nerves, it gives you that bit of adrenaline, you know. You feel like we're around the corner now for fight night.
How do things change mentally as fight week switches? Like, what is it? Is it I don't know, is there something that just kind of switches upstairs for you as a fighter?
Yeah, I don't know, it's hard to pin down what it is, but it just means this is real now, it's happening. You know, all the hard work is done. All we've got to do now is turn up on the night. We're here now, obviously, at the press conference. We can say what we can say. We can do what we can do. End of the day, it's down onto Saturday night now. We've still got to prove what we say has got to be true on Saturday night.
Yeah. I just want to talk about your 2023 to now. Obviously, you had that defeat towards the back end of 2022. I know you've spoken openly about it. I guess 2023 has kind of been repairing the damage from the defeat. Is it a case of getting this out of the way, kind of brushing 2023 aside, and then kind of getting back on the track that you was on before?
Yeah, you know, this year's been a very slow year for me. Obviously, a defeat last year, I just wanted to get straight back in there, and I couldn't. I had to have an operation on one of my elbows. Got back into training in the new year, looking for that date. We got that date. I think Scott had a show in May in Birmingham. Got back on that card and blew my other elbow out. Had to have another 10 pieces taken out my elbow. So it's been difficult. I got back on the recovery train again. Fortunately, got to able to box on a couple of local shows, which then built me up to now boxing on this big Wolverhampton card. And I'm privileged to be back on a big card and back on the big platform. But I'm all healed. I'm like Bionic, man. I've got two metal elbows, two metal in my arm now, and we can just crack on with my career now.
Yeah, mate, you can't bring a good man down, even if he is made of metal at the end of it. In terms of that, and kind of, I don't want to cover the low points too much, but when you've got these injuries and things seem to be going wrong, you must have them moments where you just sit there, even if it's on your own on the sofa, before you sleep at night, where you just go, is it even worth it? My luck's out a little bit. You must have them kind of low moments during that period.
100%. I think when I blew my first elbow out, just after the last fight, just after the loss, sorry, I was like, okay, this is crap. We lost, got to have a recovery. I was like, cool, get this done. I'll get back in the ring quite soon. Into
just another chapter in the story.
Yeah, that's it. And then I blew my other elbow, and I was like, what am I supposed to do? You know, as boxers, no one really knows. We only get paid when we box, you know. So, and that's a difficult thing. I was thinking, damn, like that's another one missed, and it's not really about the money, but you're thinking, you know, I'm putting everything into this now. I've already put money, I've already expensed into training camp. What more do I need? But, you know, I'm so lucky that I've got a brilliant team. I've got my good family around me that really support me and really just keep me uplifted, keep me positive, you know. As soon as I could get back into training, I just jumped on a fight date, jumped on any show I could, because I knew that's what I needed. And as soon as I got that 6 rounds and got that win under my belt, I was sort of like, right, okay, I'm back. What can we do now? Where can we go? Got onto Ben and Boxer and said what we got available. Knew that this was coming up and middle of November. So I thought, right, okay, I need to get out again. Got out again, and now we're back.
How much have you planned for next year in terms of? I guess the elbow injury is probably a sign that you can never plan forward too much. We don't know what's going to go on. It's an unpredictable sport. But how much have you pre-planned for kind of what you want to do and achieve in 2024?
That's what it's about right now, and that's what these opponents that my team are picking. That's what it's about. It's about giving me the right experience, giving me the right exposure, getting the right fight to the right time to build me into those big fights that we're looking to get into next year. You know, I've been developing in this developing stage of my career since I've won that tournament, which seems so long ago. But we're getting past that development stage now. I think, you know, this win now and maybe another little step up, and we'll be ready for those big fights. And I'll tell you what, there's some real tasty fights to make.
Yeah, mate, there is some wicked fights to make. You don't strike me as a guy who's going to get on camera and just throw and hurl abuse at any title holders. But I know you're not a shy man, so when the moment comes along, will you be happy to just get on camera and say, look, I want you, and call for the fights that need to be made?
Yeah, 100%. You know, I think this day and age, you sort of have to do that if you really want those big fights. But I also think having a good team behind you really help get those fights as well. I've got a good manager. Obviously, being backed by Boxer and Sky Sports mean a lot as well. Those fights can happen, and I don't think it'll be far before you'll see me headlining big shows in Coventry or in the Midlands, or even London or up and down the country. I think there's that many big fights to be made at lightweight, and some good title fights. I'll be included in those, and I'll be winning those, and I'll be headlining some big cards.
What belt? What name? What arena? What is it that tickles your fancy the most? If you could put together a belt, an opponent, what is it that you look at and you go, yeah, that's one that I fancy more than anything else?
For me, it's just the glory of winning those titles. So obviously, you know, that
Just want a strap to have.
Yeah. We don't get into boxing just to mess around and have this and earn a few quid. I want to win titles. I want to be one of those old household names that, you know, in 10, 15 years, people say, you know, that's that boxer. You know, kids coming up now, kids that are coming up now that are getting into the gym, I want them to say, oh, I want to be like Dylan Cheema because we set the legacy, you know, and, you know, might be the English title, I might go straight into whatever it is, it doesn't really matter. They're the sort of fights that I want to get into, and that's what's going to give me the most out of me.